gotta ride with this one by my side. Oh, yo, God, I don't.
Good Lord.
Dear Father,
I beg of thee for forgiveness.
we pray
I found entertainment in that.
as we have all sinned, and I beg you
Father,
for forgiveness.
Forgive me for things we don't understand. And what I don't understand is why J2 keep fucking with them horses. Hey,
Leave him alone.
let's be clear here.
Leave him alone.
J2, solid start off. His
More than solid. Very good.
His first round was electrifying. And the first thing I said to myself was, well, man, Loso was going to need a big round to win that. The first round was J2's best round, and he lost that round. And the battle was downhill after that point.
Let's talk to the people.
Can we pray?
Loso, can we pray? Can you walk us through a
What's
prayer?
up with y'all, man? What's up with y'all, man?
Great performance.
Man,
You were
appreciate
electrifying.
that,
By far the
Thank
best
you, bro.
performer of the night so
Thank you
far.
so much,
It's
bro.
still young, but that's going to be a tough act to follow.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Seeing how A Ward did with J2
Yeah.
in their battle, was that any more pressure on you to make
Man.
sure you had to have it because,
Yeah.
you know, y'all in the group, that's
Yeah,
y'all
yeah,
squad.
yeah.
It's like, yo, I
Yeah.
can't be the one, right?
Yeah.
Was it
And
like
really,
that?
It was the same way. If y'all remember when I battled Vixen, it went viral round of the year and everything. When Ward knew when he battled Vixen, he was like, he wasn't using nobody else. He was like, Los, that's the standard. So for me, I did the same thing. I was like, yo, the same way Ward was kind of like, you know, the at least like the, you know, the intensity and almost
Yes,
like the
yes.
separation
Yes.
between him and J2. I wanted to do the same thing. So, and even though we had different approaches and stuff, but I was watching that battle and making sure like, yo, when I come in here, I got to be on my P's and Q. And you know, J2's a fan favorite too.
Yes,
you know what I'm
yes,
saying?
yes,
And
yes.
on what really motivated me, I was seeing a bunch of tweets and they were like, yo, J2 gonna beat Loso, and I was just like, yo, why do y'all do this? Like we have a plethora of battles that we can look in the back and we see like, yo, this way yet. Don't look at where I've stumbled or messed up at. Look at where I can go and then make your decision. You know
Absolutely.
what I'm saying? So that's what I wanted to do tonight.
Loso's fired up tonight.
Loso is fired up.
Fired up tonight.
As we deliver battle rap live into your living room, Loso, I want to ask you something.
Yeah.
What was your motivation for that type of performance? Because you are right. We have seen you have electrifying performances, but this was the best one to date in a long time. Not to say you haven't had a good performance. Was there any added motivation that you felt like you wanted to make a statement?
Yeah, definitely. I feel like even last year when they was doing Cody, they didn't even bring my name up. I thought I had a resume to at least get brought up. On top of that, like I said, I've been seeing a bunch of conversations like, oh,
You just
know
wanted
what?
to be considered.
Bro, but it's like I'm already in those conversations. Like don't try to like play around. So I wanted to remind them, and I definitely knew that second round I was sitting on a bomb. I told everybody. I said, look,
Bombs with an S.
and that's crazy because your first round was insane, bro.
And my first, I wrote it punch heavy, but I also didn't think like, you know, how's it gonna be received. But my second, when that first landed like that, I said, oh, I'm about to blow the roof over.
Now your rebuttal.
Yeah.
How did you think that was going to land?
Man, so it was either out of that one or he said another one. I forgot what he said, but I knew it was gonna land. So when I was listening to his lines, I was like, oh, y'all reacted for that?
Yeah.
And no, he has some crazy stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
But there was some other things that I was just like, oh, if y'all reacting that,
I got 'em.
y'all gonna love the energy I'm gonna bring. So
Yeah.
as soon as I hit that one, and especially because it had an angle with him being gay and me being Christian in that rebuttal,
Absolutely.
I was like, oh, it was perfect. So let's go and get the party started, bro.
Loso.
And as homies too, you don't want to be like, you don't want A-Ward to be able to say, you know,
Yeah. We still, me and A-Ward to this day, we still argue about who got the better performance versus Vixen.
Yeah.
I think I got the better round. I think he might have had the better overall performance, but I also tell him like you was on the stage. I was in an empty room.
Nevertheless, dominating performance, Loso. Congratulations.
I'm trying to get performance of the night, man.
Hey, you gave yourself a great opportunity.
I tell you what.
Appreciate that, man. Let's go.
Shout out to Loso.
Right now.
He just had a special performance. Apollo is off to a great start. We got a whole nother day of this shit. We're just getting started. As J2 is going to pull up. Come on, 2, let's have a conversation.
Sit down.
Now, you know what?
going on, man?
Now, I'll tell you what, J2.
What's going on?
You kick a lot of ass. And, you know, you had a marvelous first round.
Outstanding.
Was this one of those things where Loso was just levitating?
He was in his bag. I'm going to say this because when I say this, I want to say this first. the crowd was not biased. It was not biased. When I say that, I want to be clear. When I say what I'm about to say, the crowd wasn't biased.
Not biased.
By no means.
Copy.
So it wasn't like they were reacting to him more than they were reacting to me. That's not what happened.
Okay.
I will say this though. The gay bars are always going to work in a heterosexual room.
Yes.
It's gonna land more. You know what I'm saying? Which is cool. You know what I'm
I've seen
saying?
them not work live though too.
Sometimes they don't, but if you're good at it and you're somebody that we want to hear it from,
yes.
it's gonna work.
Right.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like some of the stuff wasn't as thought out or as written as well, but it just hit because.
Right.
Which is fine because again that happens with a bunch of different battles.
Yeah.
Right.
Rosenberg Raw, you can say anything about his complexion, they're gonna react.
Right.
And this could be corny as shit.
Are you used to that by now?
I'm comfortable with it now.
Okay.
I don't care no more. For like this battle, I'm happy that I gave the performance that I wanted to give.
Copy.
You know what I'm saying? Like I don't really care how you call the battle. I know I performed really well. You
yes.
know what I'm saying? Like, could my rounds have been a little longer? Cool.
Sure.
Can I ask you a question too, as a fan? Right, I'm not a rapper up here. When you are standing up there in that type of battle, and it is clearly one-sided in the room, as the crowd is going, does that mess with your mental at all? Like, how difficult is it to stay composed in that setting?
It would be difficult if every time I got ready to rap, as soon as I hit my first punch, it landed. So I didn't have time to really think about the crowd because as soon as Loso was done rapping, the crowd was back on my side too.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Like we have an amazing crowd tonight.
Yeah. Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like so if you call that battle Loso winning, I don't give a fuck. Like it was a great battle.
Yes.
Like, I don't like losing the A-Ward because I didn't give my best.
Right.
That if you got me losing, I don't give a fuck.
Because you felt like you represented yourself well.
Yes, I was great.
And even to your credit, you tried to rebuttal in the third, I believe, and it didn't land. But you were able to not let that drive the round.
Because I knew going into it like this might not land.
Yeah.
And I don't care. Because mind you,
that was a swing and miss, but you swung.
I'm in a place in in the culture where I can do that.
Yes.
I can laugh that shit off. You know what I'm saying? And get back to my shit.
You were a
know what
great
I mean?
sport about it.
Y'all fuck with me. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's cool, whatever. You know what I mean? It ain't
Hey, J2, good performance.
I appreciate
we
you,
look
bro.
forward to your next matchup.
Hey, man, I appreciate
First
you, bro.
round was prolific.
Shit tonight, bro.
Keep doing your thing.
Already, brother. Already. Y'all be safe, man.
That
I'm
was
gonna get
J2,
fucked up.
Bring a
J2's
couple
ready to
drinks
get obnoxious.
back to the commentating table.
That was J2. We just spoke to both of the competitors. You know, bros,
Telling J2 to bring some drinks back off.
telling J2 to bring us a couple drinks back was shaky.
Is that possible?
I was shaky. I won't have that drink. I have a Diet Coke to the side of me. I'm gonna just stick with that. I'll tell you what. You know what I'm enjoying tonight so far?
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's the TBL atmosphere because we had this at Maz. The battlers that are feeling like they lost are good sports about it.
Yeah.
Right? There's not a lot of excuses. I mean, we got some reasons why the performance might not have went the way they wanted it to go. But I mean, J2 came right up here and let you know, listen, every dog has his day.
Would you say we are 3 battles in?
Yes.
And as of now, I would say every battle's been good.
Yes.
But every battle's been clear.
Yes. Capo versus Snake Eyes was clear. KCJ versus J Love was clear. Loso versus J2 was clear. If you want to debate it, that's the beauty of the sport. You are able to. We're just trying to do our job here and commentate. Give you the.
I asked him.
You cut me off again. We're gonna have a fucking battle here in the booth.
You don't want no smoke with me.
Respectfully.
I asked him how difficult it was to stay composed when the crowd is kind of beating you up. I want to ask you because I don't know how y'all do it.
It's tough to be a good sport.
It's almost like that would feel demoralizing to me because
You know,
like,
when-
it's
I'll
so
tell you-
hard to get that back, ain't it?
When you're in a room full of 1,000 people and they pick the other guy and they let you know he's our guy today. It's tough to finish the performance off. I mean, they were screaming 2-0, 2-0.
I never heard that.
I mean, I've heard it before, but
Like
they were
2-0?
screaming. I
mean, he's got a 2-0, 2-0. Leave him alone.
leave him alone.
It's it'd be hard to rap for me after that.
It's tough. It's tough. But you know what, though, bros? No excuses. It's why they get paid the money they get paid, and it's why they're called professional battle rappers. You can't just have it one-sided. You know, you enjoy the good days, and sometimes you have a rough day at the office, but you got to understand that comes with the territory. We are in a one-on-one sport. Nobody is undefeated, and every dog has his day. And I've seen J2 put on similar performances where his opponent was just up against it. They did it to Snake Eyes at Power Moves. You know, now that battle aged well for Snake a little better on camera, but in the building, it felt like a one-sided fight. So, you know, it comes with the territory. You got to be able to.
Angles didn't hit in the building.
Bros, you got to be able to win gracefully and lose gracefully if you're a professional. If not, it just makes you a jag. You're just another guy. I believe in battle rap as a profession, and I do think these brothers are and these sisters are professionals, but that doesn't always equate to a good performance or a performance you like. J2 happened to be okay with his performance. He just understood that Loso was the better man today. And bro, sometimes you walk here. Sometimes you walk. Well, that won't change on camera. That one won't change on camera. You can bet your ass on that. No diddy.
What he was saying, he was like, to me, he was kind of alluding that like. Now he made it clear that the crowd was, you know.
You hear the way the crowd cheered for him in the first round. He can't say they were biased. He knows that wouldn't be true. Yeah. J2 has nothing to hang his head over. I mean, listen, again, you know, being a battler is being able to go with the punches. When you have a tenure, you have a long career, you got to be able to respond. J2 has been put in a position now where his next battle, it's time to respond, right? And that's okay. Loso is a high-level guy.
I was just about to say.
He does not get enough praise. I'll tell you what, that was
kind of performance is what makes Loso special, right?
You know,
because he's capable of that.
Yes.
Right? That's not the first time we've seen Loso go crazy.
Loso gets in a bag sometimes. You know, I battled Loso on Bullpen. Battle never came out. Sloppy battle from both of us.
Stinker.
Shit fest. Shit water. And I appreciate it, and I think he did too, that John never dropped that battle. The battle sucked. It was, you know, and I know I've been deemed a hater all week, but I tell you, I ain't hating. Loso sucked, and I suck. But I'll tell you what, when you look at Loso today, I thank God that the day I didn't have it versus him, that he didn't have that.
Oh, man.
Boy, I escaped one
because J2 felt like he was at his best.
Yes.
Right?
He said that. I did my best.
J2 felt like he was at his best, and I think tonight Loso just showed another level. He showed, you know,
Loso is the better man tonight. We are shortly underway. I mean, we're 3 battles in. I hope you're enjoying yourself at home, whether you're watching it on your phone, your laptop, maybe you're having a watch party with the homies, little za, little wings, little pizzas. But we got Chef Trez
Love the pace.
versus Luke Castro.
Love the pace we're moving here.
We'll be here waiting for you after the battle.
Not one movement, slide at any cost. We get revenge, it's gonna be plenty lost. We from Jerusalem and tearing down the city.
Chef Trez versus Luke Castro just went down, and I'm not gonna lie to you, bros, it was what I thought it was gonna be. That was an entertaining battle to watch. But for me, I enjoy what they bring to the table individually. Right? Like, I'm a fan of Luke Castro and what he does. He has a comedic relief to his, you know, to his approach for sure, and he's entertaining. And then you got Chef. You know, Chef, dare I say, is in his tenure still underappreciated.
Yeah, I don't want to say underrated, but it almost feels like it sometimes. Underappreciated is a good, you know.
He's got demigod remnants. I mean, he could just go in. He's a cheater. I mean, he doesn't have to have fully equipped rounds. He can bounce in and out of freestyles, and it works for him. You know, and
one of the best in the game at it.
He's one of the best in the game at it. How he's gotten so far with it speaks volumes to how consistent it is. Because we get on other battles about freestyling. Let's be honest here. But Chef gets praised for it. And I think that's a credit to his consistency with it. Nobody's ever looked at it as, oh, Chef up here. No,
we're waiting for it.
We're waiting for it. We're waiting for it. And then Luke Castro. You know, I said he needed to update his resume, update his work, and he had a solid performance tonight. No question about it. I thought the battle was very debatable. I also felt like they were both good sports. They're friends, obviously. But it was a good battle, and I don't think we missed yet.
I picked this battle before all the battles started as a standout battle.
Yes.
I think up until this point, the most competitive battle.
Yeah, this was the first one we didn't have just a clear body.
I think every other battle's been
or
clear.
a clear win.
I think every other battle's been clear so far.
This battle's
except
debatable.
For this one.
This battle is definitely debatable.
And I'm with you. I think it lived up to what I thought it was going to be.
Absolutely.
I thought both guys came in there and did what they do.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You know, and you know, Castro said it. Like, you know, you get praised. Same thing you said for 3 okay rebuttals.
Yeah.
Well, you get love for it. Well, not me.
Not me. Not me. And I get it. If you're a competitor, it's like, man, this shit is cheat code.
Yeah.
He just wait for me to say something, and he flips it. But that's what Chef Trez has been doing his whole career.
Yeah, because it's not like it's you know, like he could go into 2, 3, 4 bar freestyle setup.
Yeah.
Correct me if I'm wrong there.
No, for sure. And here's the
these
thing.
are layered freestyle.
Here's the thing about Chef. If the first one hit, you're getting another. You got responsible.
Borderline. It was
If
close.
the first one hit, you're getting another. I guess I could sit.
Yeah.
Reach.
That day and age. It's that time.
We're getting too old for this shit, bros.
You're never too old. That's how you stay young. That's how you stay
Catch
young.
up with the times.
That's
You
how
know,
you stay young.
looks like we have Miss Hustle versus Real Deal supposed to be next.
No, we skipped over Pass versus Ununice. So
Oh
that
my
may be
goodness.
next. That may be next.
Well, I seen Pass and I've seen Ununice. Not too sure why we would have skipped over that, but we did skip over it looking at the flyer. I'm actually ready for Pass versus Ununice or Real Deal versus Miss Hustle. You know, Real Deal versus Miss Hustle would be a battle nobody asked for. But you see him get matched up on a flyer, and it's like, ooh.
It's so intriguing.
Yeah, wait, how's this battle play out? Because you want to talk about comedic. There are too many
Style
people.
clash.
Yeah, for
at
sure.
its finest.
And these are two people on the opposite ends of the spectrum, and they're going to approach this battle two totally different ways. And I think that's what makes battle rap special in a lot of areas, is matchups like Miss Hustle versus Real Deal. Nobody would have requested that just because they're so different. It's almost like they're different genres of battle rap.
That's what makes TBL so unique.
Shout out
as well,
to TBL, absolutely.
Right? Because you could put a Miss Hustle on a card with Real Deal and be like, oh shit.
And that's gonna go.
Like, oh shit.
And that's gonna go because
I don't know how that's gonna go.
And that's why I'm intrigued. Listen, make no mistakes about it. Miss Hustle is top 2 females all time, and currently. She'd tell you she's not 2.
Yeah. I may tell you that too.
Real Deal is a multiple-time King of the Dot champion. Well, we respect King of the Dot, don't we? So when you talk about accolades, when you talk about accomplished, there's not too many people more accomplished than both of them individually in their own right. Put some respect on that battle. I've been seeing a lot of people who want to watch it. We want to watch it. Are we here for battles or not? Now I'll tell you what, bro. It's passing Ununice. It's a big battle for Ununice.
Absolutely.
You know, Ununice is growing a rapid fan base. A lot of the people, you know, the small community but big community of battle rap has galvanized around him as the next star.
Yes.
They're pushing for that.
Seems like he's the next in line.
And I'll tell you what, for the most part, he delivers. So he's earned it. It's not something he's been hand-given.
And now he's touching different stages.
This is a tricky battle because on the cusp, you will say, oh, I'm picking Ununice. That's if you don't have enough respect
I'm about to say.
on past
Not
name.
if you ask me.
And it's not at all. It's absolutely far from just a clear-cut Ununice should win the battle. I actually think Ununice has more of an uphill battle than maybe some people would even expect. Passwords is tricky. Passwords is unorthodox.
Yes.
Passwords is super West Coast. And when he's on and when he's hitting and when he's in a crowd that's semi-bar friendly, Pass can get out on you.
Yeah.
Pass can get out on you.
Yeah.
He's got a 20-plus year career in battle rap. There's not a style of battle rapper he hasn't seen, and Ununice isn't absolved of that. He's seen the Ununice before, right? And that's no disrespect to Ununice. I'm just saying that there's not a battle rapper you're going to put in front of Passwords and him feel like oh, this is something new. Nah, Pat's seen it.
Now, would you say if the crowd is like really filling Pass's bars, then Ununice probably has a good chance to be heard as well from the crowd, right?
Yes.
Like, I'm not saying that they have similar styles, but like, or that they're even.
Hustle. Real Deal versus Hustle next, as I assume. Don't know when Pass and Ununice is going down. I assume it is still going down. They're both in the building.
Surprise battle.
That's also a good question. I also want somebody's going to send 2 cold refreshments to the broadcast booth so we can recharge up. I could use an ice cold bev with some cubes in it on the rocks.
On the rocks.
As Avocado's taking a big swig of his gallon of water. I'm thirsty too, Avo.
Can we get some waters to the booth?
Hey, the tempo for this card has been moving really smooth.
Yes.
Very similar to how Mass was moving.
I agree.
There has not been more than a 15, 10-minute gap.
I agree.
In between the battles. When you got 77 battles, that's a great pace. That's a great pace.
You gotta keep the show moving.
Absolutely, bros. You got to keep the show moving. And I'll tell you what, the crowd will get restless. It's been a solid crowd tonight.
I agree.
You know, they have a good reputation of being a good battle rap crowd. It's
First
my
time
first time in Houston,
Yep.
and I can't say it's gas. They are pretty solid. The talking hasn't been out of control, and I mean, you know, as battle rap,
you're gonna deal with at every event.
you know, and I'll be the first to tell you. One thing I'll never understand is why fans come to battle rap events to fucking have conversations.
Well, let me ask you this though. Let me say this because sometimes, like you might say, I see fans travel to different cities to different events. Like, yo, you remember I seen you at such and such. I seen you at such and such, right? Maybe at home they don't share battle rap with some of their homies at home, so they're catching up with dudes that love battle rap, you know, like they do, right? And they're seeing them at these events. And I just, you know,
I can assure you, bros, I definitely understand where you're coming from there. There's not a fan in battle rap who's happy to see some peers at an event that supersede the artist.
No, I don't.
I don't care about that.
No, I
Respectfully, I care about what the rappers are saying. Please. I care about what the rappers
and
are
it's
saying.
a beautiful setup. Like they have a whole nother room
But
for people to go.
Knock on
mingle.
wood that it keeps the same way. It hasn't been that way tonight.
You know what else they did?
Yeah.
They put the bar in a different room.
That's big.
Huge.
That's, you know, take notes. If you're gonna get a venue, separate the bar. That's the bar's half the problem.
Come on, man.
And once somebody gets a cold 1 or 2 in them, I mean, you can't tell them anything. You can't tell them anything. Real Sick is in the building.
With an extra small T-shirt on.
His T-shirt, I don't know where you would have to order that online to get a T-shirt that small. I mean, damn it, that's infant size. All right, bro, we know you lived. Shout out to Real Sick. He's set to perform here this weekend also.
So let me ask you a question, because we got Real Deal and Miss Hustle coming, right? If you're Real Deal, how are you approaching this situation? Because Miss Hustle is his first female battle, by the way.
Really?
Yes.
Did not know that, bro.
Yes. And he's arguably taking the best female battle rapper ever
Yes.
as his first female battle.
Yes. I don't know if that's a good first choice.
So if you're Real Deal, are you basically doing what you do? I would say stick to the script.
Real Deal, here's what you got to understand.
My joke's gonna work.
Miss Hustle
She barks on you.
is not a you know, we like to use female battle rapper a lot. As if, you know, there's 2 different levels when you talk about them.
Yes.
The fact of the matter is, if that was even the case, Miss Hustle's above that.
Yes.
Miss Hustle's not susceptible to anything like that.
Yes.
It doesn't matter if you're a guy. There's probably not 15 male battlers better than Miss Hustle.
Well,
So
and she's not a tiny woman either. She moves you around in that ring.
She will tower over
She
you.
moves you around in that ring,
Yes.
bro.
Yes. The cakes be caking. She's tall, and it's believable.
Well, I tell you what, I'm seeing Ununice rush to the stage, so they might have called an audible.
A little kill.
Yeah.
Well, Omaha.
Yeah. They might have
Okay.
called an audible, which I'm also okay.
Okay. Well, I think we misspoke.
Yeah.
It looks like Ununice versus Paz
Yeah, it looks like they just made the
is
announcement.
getting mic'd up. I don't think Miss Hustle and Real Deal is going down next, which is good because we skipped past Ununice.
Yes.
Threw me off a little bit.
Yeah, as Pass is walking
My
through.
guy, Nitty is in the building. The alien is here.
He is
the
here.
spaceship is
He
spaceship
here.
is
The
landed.
alien is here.
It has got extraterrestrial.
Yes. He said
in
he
the
stepped
last.
out. He stepped out for a little bit.
Yes.
He wanted to get the vibes.
Hey, let's talk a little bit about Nitty real quick. You know.
Yeah, we got it.
We're already on top of it, Alvo. Thank you. Pause. Rum Nitty has an opportunity to do something not many battle rappers can say. A lot of people arguably have him winning against Lux. I had Lux winning, but it was very debatable.
Very debatable.
And I'm okay with anybody having Rum Nitty winning. So for the people who do think Rum Nitty won that battle, he's got a chance to also win a battle against Daylight. Those two names counted as wins, debatables, or good showings on your resume is prolific, to say the least.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes
you're putting your names in different conversations, Froze.
You know, Nitty,
Right?
Nitty is very reserved, and I feel like we got a little bit of energy from him last night at the face-off. But we got Pass, we got Eunice. We'll see you after the battle.
We just hit the block, not one move and slide at any cost. We